Shalom. Assalamu alaikum. See, I told you guys I was right. Towards the end of January and February, it is going to be very bad, but I am safe where I am at. It will not reach me. The Most High God has protected this whole area where I am at from the surrounding areas that will be very badly hit with thunder, rain, hail, sleet, snow. It'll be a whole great big mix all over in America, okay? Except for where I'm at, we are going to be really safe. But I have this I wanted to tell everybody is what they are going to be doing, what they're trying to do, like I had told you before in a previous video, is that these people are, it's the rich that are doing this, the billionaires that are doing this, is they're buying up all the farmland, they're destroying crops on purpose, they're actually giving viruses to our animals through feed and through other things to kill off the animal, to diminish our food supply so that we will be more dependent upon the billionaires to provide this stuff. For instance, during the coronavirus, what billionaire got rich? All the other companies were getting shut down and losing profit, but Jeff Bezos and apps on phones where you order food and order your animal food, they were all getting rich, huge, big time rich, okay? Now, what they have done is they have, like I showed you in that video, they're buying up all the fucking food that is available so that these restaurants and corporations that are all ran by the billionaires, that they, in their policies, mind you, it's their policies as well. You got to understand that. And this is part of the Antichrist movement. So the next step, now they're doing this, it's going to get worse and worse and worse. And that's why it says, pray that your flight does not take place in the winter time when they really hit us hard on purpose. Okay? So even the President of the United States, which Facebook and Twitter and YouTube had banned a video, now the President, Joe Biden, went live and he literally said that they were going to do this. Okay? And then when people started posting what he had said, they banned it. They'd take it down, right? But he actually said this, and I will show you the video of him saying that they were going to deplete our food and all this other stuff. Now, the other thing is they're going to try to sweep through with a new kind of currency. That way, if you join, they're going to force everybody into the computer simulated world, where you're going to have to get all of your food, all of your animal food, all these products. And the person that runs kinds of these things are Bill Gates. And Bill Gates is known in India and in Africa and other places to try to lower their population. He was putting shit in their food, and he was also putting shit in the shots that he was giving these people, and they kicked his ass out. This is fact. Google all this. Africa and India kicked Bill Gates' ass out of their nation because they found out he was trying to sterilize the females. Now, in America, what they have been doing is they have been putting in our food and in our water stuff that will lower the testosterone. So that way they're trying to make everybody a homosexual. This is what they're doing. They're trying to lower testosterones in males. And since the 40s, with the Nazi German scientists and the other American scientists, along with the CIA and FBI. Now you have to understand the FBI and the CIA are the ones that are doing the black operations where they're dropping airplanes on factories. All these are not coincidences, everyone. These are black operations that are done by the CIA and the FBI. And if you don't think that, look what the CIA and the FBI were doing with your platforms by trying to control freedom of speech. Understand that. So through policy, he will allow his craft to prosper. And I told you what that craft was. So now, once they're trying to sell America out by raising up the debt. Now, how did they collect all the free money, this money that they have, $3 trillion plan and all that? Where'd they get that money from? Well, as you see, through the past 2 years of Joe Biden's thing, they have shut things down, taxed the hell out of everybody in a joking, pretending way, as if we needed gas prices to go up. We didn't need that. None of that needed to happen. But this is money that they're trying to create. They're trying to create some kind of income for the government, right? And they're using the people to create this income. And then they're borrowing a shitload of money from the Federal Reserve, who the Federal Reserve, what they're doing, because they can see what's kind of happening. They know that the dollar, the ruby, the dinar, all this is about to be destroyed because of these technological apps. And everybody, we need to get away from technology. Sure, you can have phones and cameras and this normal stuff like what we had in the 90s, but now it's becoming overly too much. You know what I mean? You know, even when you're eating food, if you eat food and you eat too much food, it can make you sick. If you get too much technology, that's going to make us all sick, okay? So you got Elon Musk and all of them pretending like they're saving your Constitution. Constitution gives us freedom of speech. It's the apps with their policies that are taking it from you. So they put you in a simulated world making you think, oh, look, the government's trying to take your freedom of speech, but we're going to step in and save you. Even though they have policy and you can't really do what you want to do like in the living, right? You can't say racist things. You can't say hateful things. You can't say these type of things or they'll take you down. So as long as you're following in the guidelines of what the billionaires want you to follow, that's what they're doing, everyone. That's what they're doing. And they're manipulating you all so fucking much, man. Where do you think Elon Musk gets his money to shoot his rockets up into space? Think about that. And then why he starts charging everybody an $8 fee. Everybody, if you want an $8, or they'll up the price. Trump's the same way with his platform, $5 for him. And they're using your money so that they can create ads and revenue and promote themselves into positions of power and authority. And they used your fucking money while they tried to destroy you and take away your freedoms. That's why they're hitting the guns so fucking hard right now. They're promising, right? And you're going to start seeing more violence with guns. Not that the violence did not exist, okay? It always has existed, but you never saw it on the news. Like right now, there's a police officer right now that has captured a criminal and there's something bad going on. And there's also a criminal right now who has killed a police officer because he's a criminal, okay? We don't know about it. And they only pick and choose through the states what they want to fucking show you. This is a fact. And then they'll boast it and promote it as if, oh no, crime is rising up big time. Oh, this is happening, that's happening. And meanwhile, they're the ones that have done it all. Through their policies, okay? Through their policies, they have done this. So we the people, we got to rise up. I mean, literally rise up and take out everybody that's in those positions in our Senate and House, remove those people, and put in young people like me or someone else who's really, truly knowing what's going on. I mean, why do you have someone who's an engineer in the agricultural department? You would want a farmer there. Why would you put a farmer in the engineering department? You would want an engineer there. But they're doing this because they're manipulating your mind, they're manipulating their policies and all this other crap. And they're going to really hit us hard next year. The next 2 years is when they're going to try to really force this upon everybody, big time. So meanwhile, they're trying to create a currency, a cryptocurrency. I think they're trying to choose Bitcoin. But there's many of these currencies that are out and about, and they're going to start using these to where you can't buy, sell, or trade unless you have the mark that these apps on Google. Now you see, you got Google fighting with Apple fighting with them. These people they're not fighting. They're all giving you the same kind of bullshit lie, and they're all going to try to control you. It's a matter of who they're fighting over, who's going to take control. So just like in Taiwan with the computer chips, all this stuff, they're fighting over who's going to be control over what they're about to force you into. You understand? They're going to force us into this shit. If I was Taiwan, I would stop making computer chips altogether. And we have to understand that these chips, they go in all of our military equipment as well. Think about that shit. So right now, the United States government has a virus, a computer virus that they have created that is 10 times worse than the Sputnik thing that they had found. It's 10 times worse, and it's sitting right now in everybody's shit, right fucking now. And all they have to do is a push of a button, it'll shut down wherever they want it to shut down, it'll shut down. So when you see these factories start going up in smoke and fire, understand that they had these computer chips that were running there that already had this virus put in, and it can fuck everything up. It's the same with the Sputnik's one that they fucked up Iran's nuclear power plants, these type of things. Okay, they're already in our system. It's just a matter of whom they're going to target and activate the system, and the next thing you know, you're going to start hearing more about destructions, damages, plane crashes into these things, plane crashing into that, all these things, and they're all ran on these computer chips that had viruses in them, planted in them from the get-go. Okay, from the get-go. And that might be another thing why China wants to fuck Taiwan up. Because if America's involved in it, and they have found out that they have done this in chips, and everybody, like I say, everybody gets these chips from there, and it goes into everybody's military stuff. And whoever's controlling that can target the militaries and shut all the things down. You understand, people? So this might be why China is pissed off at Taiwan, because they have found out, hey, you're making chips that have these viruses in them. This is enough. And they may invade Taiwan because of it. And America's going to propaganda to you and say, oh, look, China's trying to have a one world thing. China's bad. They're trying to spread communism. No one can spread anything into anybody's fucking nation unless the fucking people allow it. So they got the media running their fucking yappers and lying, saying this and saying that. It's all a big fucking movie for you. There is no heroes in our society right now. There is no good guys in our society. The ones you think that are good, that are talking, all they're doing is giving you candy to sweeten you up. And then it's like a pedophile kidnapping a little child. So if all your rich people are all billionaires and they're all part of this pedophile ring and perversion and shit, think their mind frame, that's what they're doing. We'll give you some candy, little kid. Now come follow me to my bus. That's what they're doing. And they want every one of us to follow along. It doesn't matter who you're going to follow. It doesn't even matter what news media you're following. All the news medias are bullshit liars as well. Look at the perversion that's all on their shows. Look at the kind of things they talk about. The jokes that they crack. It's disgusting. And this world that we are living in is dominated and controlled and created this way through these scientists that have learned about the brain, how it functions, how it works, how they can manipulate you. So what they did is they created music, and they started fouling music up, creating perversion and sickness in music, went to the Supreme Court because righteous people in the beginning were fighting against it. So how did they get it legalized? Oh, they took it to 9 fucking people in the Supreme Court. 9 fucking people to tell 300 million people what to fucking do. Really? And they got by with it. And now you look out in your world, how come things like abortion, nobody was talking about that shit in the 40s and 30s. Nobody was doing it, really. How come abortion and these issues started rising up in the 80s and 90s? Well, that's when hip-hop music was being created. And that was when they were promoting sex and perversion and drugs, remember? And then violence with guns, gangs, putting fear on you. All this other shit was going on. Don't you remember? And then what else happened? AIDS. Remember, AIDS came out. All that type of shit started happening. So a new disease pops up all of a sudden out of the blue as well. Just like what they're doing now, all of a sudden a virus pops up when they're trying to do something. And this is all part of their fucking movie, all part of their plan. The people who made the virus, the coronavirus to begin with, in the lab, an unnatural thing in the lab, anybody go to prison for it? Anybody? Anybody that was working in those facilities And they know who it was. Anyone working in those facilities, knowing they were creating something unnatural, should have been arrested and thrown in prison for murder. Fact. None of them did. Because they're all part of this, everyone. They're all part of this shit. And no one's going to do anything except for we the people. We have to rise and do something about these motherfuckers. It's a small percentage of people. That's why these people are so afraid. That's why they've put people in position in our military that are foul. Because if you go into the military, you obey that who is in command over you. That's the chain of command. You don't question what they say. You have to obey. And they beat this into your head, even from boot camp all the way through. So when they get someone that's foul and they put these people, we don't vote these people in. They put these people in. They put these generals in there. They put the Joint Chiefs of Staffs in these positions. And these are foul individuals that are trying to destroy the military. Or they get them fouled up in their mind to where they're now controlling the military. And they want to take away your guns because when they enact martial law, which that's coming very soon, martial law is going to be coming. And when they enact that, then you'll have no weapon, no gun, no nothing to fight against these motherfuckers. This is what they're doing. This is the same type of shit. It goes back to the Revolutionary War. What do you think England, remember when Great Britain started to come over here? All the kinds of stuff they were doing. The black operations that were taking place, no taxation without representation. These same foul individuals. Now these individuals that were doing this, they were only about corporations. They weren't about really taxation without representation for you. They were just about who was going to control the corporation that was going to sell you the product. Because, mind you, look what they did. They dressed up as Indians and then blamed it on the Indians for dumping the tea in the harbor. And then this got all the other people mad at the Indians, and then there was a war. Think about this. And then they had the Trail of Tears. They gathered up all the Indians and put them in a fucking pen. This is the same replay thing that they're doing now to us. And they're going to put us all in a fucking pen if we don't fucking wake up. All you have to do is stop fucking with their apps. That's it. Stop with their apps. Google thinks it is the thing that gives all information, and everybody has thought this now. We've got it in our minds. Oh, we need to learn something. We need to find something out. Let's Google it. But there's encyclopedias. There's books. This knowledge existed before. What they did is they went to all the books and capitalized on these books and then squeezed all of it into a chip and put it in a thing. And now you have all the books in one place. So we can shut the libraries down. But here's the thing with the chip. They can alter that. You can't, once the book is printed and you have the book in your hand or at your home, it's there. But the chip, the Google, all these things, they can alter all of that shit without your knowledge or even knowing about it. Then when these young kids look things up, that is completely a fabricated lie, they'll never know. Because they never read the real original books. They're getting their information from a computer again, bringing everybody into this simulated Antichrist thing, rather than reality in the living. This is what they're doing. Mark my words, everybody. I'm trying to warn everybody before it's too late. And when it is too late, then that's when I'm going to have to rise. That's when I will rise up. And then that's when we will be starting our campaign now. But until then, everyone, I'm telling you, we have to stop with this app stores, this technology. If you want groceries, you got to go. Look at the grocery stores anymore. They don't even bag your fucking groceries. They make you bag it for yourself using the computers. So they've added more computers. People have lost jobs. There's no baggers anymore for children to have work ethics or work experience. Then they have deliveries. So then you got to go and park your car and they'll bring out the things that you had ordered for you. Think about this. If we don't wake up to all this and put a stop to it and say enough is enough, man, they're going to make you guys a bunch of lazy ass fucking drones, man. Elon Musk, he already had quoted what he had thought about all of us, that he was the star and everybody else is just a player in the game. You know, like when you're in a video game and you're playing the character, you're the character, but everybody else is just in the game. You don't control them, you don't do anything, they're just part of the game, but they're meaningless. It's all about you. And he has already quoted this in one of his tweets. Think about that. I think he called him like a VPA or APV person or something like that. So their language, their ideology is they're already speaking in that manner. We just don't realize it. But you better pay attention to what they're all fucking doing and how they're all getting rich and how they're all shutting everything else down, creating black operations. And this is our corrupt government. Think about it. And now they're not going to... Now, why would Elon Musk, who has a government contract with the Department of Defense, making military weapons, he going to tell on the FBI and the FBI guy going to get in trouble? You think that's not planned? Come on, man. That's all planned. That's part of their way, because nobody's going to get in trouble for any of this, right? So they can have all the Twitter files they want, but nobody's going to get in trouble. Nobody is. They're playing it as, look, I revealed it to you. I'm the hero. Look what I showed you. I did it. But people have already known about that they were doing this way before Elon bought Twitter. But because the news media is putting it in your fucking face on the screen over and over and over and over again, now you're starting to think that these guys are your saviors. We've already known about all this corruption. Normal, everyday people were saying they were being banned from platforms because of this, banned because of that. And they know why they were being banned. You don't need Elon Musk to tell you why. You don't need anybody to tell you why. But this is their part of their little shenanigan, their bullshit. Okay? We all better wake up to this. Or, like I said, we're going to be fucked. We're going to be fucked. And you won't be able to reunite around religion because all of you have a lying story of religion. You're in a great fitna right now. So in order for everybody to get together, you got to listen to what I'm telling you and teaching you about religions and the Word of God. And then get out of those dead man graves and join up in the reality of the living. And start living the Word of God, being the Word of God. No, we're not going to put up with your crazy homosexual shit. No, we're not going to put up with your crazy interracial stuff. No, we're not going to put up with your crazy foul video games and movies and TV shows. You're not going to show it anymore. You're not going to do these things anymore to corrupt the minds of children. No more. To make money and profit off of us. This is how we have to rise. And stop watching their movies. Stop going to the movie theater. There's good people that make good movies. You know, and it's hard to call what is a good movie because even if they're making a religious movie, if the religious movie's still creating that false lie of the fitna of it, it's a fake movie. It's not the true one. Like the Ten Commandments with Moses turning sticks in. It's not a true movie. Somebody needs to come along and start making reality movies, the truth about these things, so that way we have something to cling to, and the hold up is truth. Because everything that they have given us is part of their programming, even though you don't realize it. And you think, oh, look, they're making good movies over here better than those foul ones, but they're still lying to you in all of them. You're still stuck, and you'll never get out of it until you people come to me. That's it. So I just wanted to share this and show you guys that this is what's happening, everyone. You better wake up. Shalom. Assalamu alaikum.